Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Sesh Podcast. I am your host, Kendall.
And I'm Janelle, and we're joined by our lovely Sydney. What up, Sydney?
Hello, hello.
Sydney. Remember? Oh my gosh. Remember?
Yes, I do.
You already know what I'm going to say.
Yes, I do. You're high ass.
Yes. When I was in college, after I had my breast reduction surgery in like 2015. Holy shit. It's been like 11 years since I did that surgery.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Right? That's math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's about time to get these suckers redone again.
Yeah.
Especially now they're huge.
I'm coming in with you, though, for the opposite effect.
Dude, we should do the transfer.
You want stuff taken out? I want stuff put in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's perfect. It's a fair trade.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would actually do that.
No.
If we're family.
No, they can't put someone else's fat into yours. Well, maybe they
Come
can't.
on, we don't want it to go to waste.
Okay, but what were you saying?
Okay, so what I was saying is, so I had just left our college town because I left early.
Yes, I remember that.
And I finished school online because Josh got a job. And I was at, not that that is even relevant to this, but I was in my apartment. But I guess the point is I was missing Sydney because, you know, she was my bestie girl in college.
Yeah.
And we would do these long FaceTime calls. That was like the age of the FaceTime calls where we would just be on for hours.
I know. I was like, what was I doing? I just like sitting, not going to class, just talking.
We weren't even talking a lot of it. We would just have each other on FaceTime so that we didn't have to be alone.
Yeah, I remember that.
We were lonely. Lonely.
Losers.
I was on, I think Valium is what they had me on.
Jealous.
It was good stuff after the surgery. And I got on my like Snapchat.
Your Snapchat.
Back, like connected to like my Kendall Ray YouTube account and stuff that I probably had like a couple hundred followers on. And I meant to just send Sydney this video, but it was like me so fucked up singing to her.
She's like, Sydney, where are you?
Yeah, and I had her like your last name in it too.
Oh my
And
God,
I posted it publicly.
And I watched and was like, are you meaning to do this, bro? And you're like, oh shit.
Those are good times.
That's funny.
Oh God, I remember that. Sorry that Kendall and I sound fucked.
Yeah, I was gonna say we both sound so bad.
Kendall is just congested.
I don't know if
or you just can't breathe because you have no lung capacity.
Yeah, I have no lung capacity, but I think I have possibly pregnancy rhinitis, which is a thing you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I just have had, I think I've already explained this on the show. Who cares? I'm fucked up.
I just have a bad cold and like can't breathe and things are just running and itching. So, which is a perfect episode because we're going to be, well, I was about to say we're going to be talking the whole time. No shit. That's what we do every week. But we have a very big topic. I literally don't know what else to say. My brain is like not on, I feel, because I feel like I cannot breathe. Earlier, I couldn't read. I was telling Sydney, I was like, well, this is not going to work out because I literally like can't read. Everything's blurry right now.
That was bad.
That cleared up at least the past couple hours. But we have a very interesting episode for this week, you guys. We are going to be talking about the new Netflix documentary that came out.
Reality
Check. Called Reality Check. Inside America's Next Top Model.
Holy shit.
Explosive.
Shit. I thought the Biggest Loser thing was crazy, which it was.
It was.
But this is next fucking level.
It's
insane.
Wild.
And I thought as a viewer of that show, I was pretty religious watching that show.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to say I'm pretty religious back in the day. I was like, who are you? Okay.
I pretty religiously watched the show is what I meant to say.
I think I remember at one point I was like on summer vacation or something. I had nothing to do and it was just playing like season after season after season. And I would just binge the whole fucking thing.
Oh, it was always on marathon style.
Yes,
on MTV.
Marathon. That's what it was. Marathon.
Or maybe the CW. That's what it was on.
Yeah, or VH1.
But like you would open up TV Guide for. Did you have DirecTV?
Yeah,
and then it would just be like top.
And I was like, I know what I'm doing all day.
Take this to 9 p.m.
Yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah.
So funny you say that, Janelle, because when I was telling my sister we were covering this, all we could think about was like summer. We watched this like during the summertime.
Yes.
Like I just remember like sitting on my couch like nonstop.
Yeah.
It must have been a summer thing because that's my memory too.
Yeah.
Is oftentimes I'd come home from swim practice, have a nice bowl of Product 19 with some sugar on top. I had the sugar on the side.
Dude, fuck yeah. Every spoonful I do a little dashy dash.
Oh yeah, baby. And watch America's Next Top Model.
I loved this show. I feel like if you guys are around our age,
millennials,
the young millennial generation, you are probably at least somewhat familiar with this. This was like a staple in growing up.
Are we considered young millennials?
Yes, we're very young millennials.
I love that title.
I know.
Young millennial.
I know. Almost Gen
I'm like
Z.
a toddler millennial.
Some people say zillennial, like Gen Z millennial. On the cusp. I would like to consider myself a cusper by a couple of years. Okay.
But like by a couple of years, and I'm a cusper too.
You're older than me though, so I don't know.
By like a year.
Year and a half. Thank you. Year and 4 months. Thank you.
Not even.
Year and 4 months. April, May, June, July, August. Don't forget it.
It's like 3 months and 25 days.
Growing up, you used to say that you were 2 years older than me, and it would piss me the hell off.
Yeah, I used to always round up.
And now you round down.
Yeah, whatever's convenient at the time, you know.
But yeah, I just like every person our age I know was obsessed with this show.
Oh yeah, it was so good. I had 2 friends from high school text me telling me like, "Have you watched this?" And they had memories of watching it with me.
It was a staple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because after, I don't know, I was probably like 12 when I watched it or something.
Yeah.
But after that, it just kind of like left my memory. And
totally, yeah.
Then it all resurfaced after COVID.
Yeah, I think the last season I saw was ISIS's season, potentially.
I remember
that's
ISIS's
the last one
season.
I remember. Unless Eva.
Yeah.
Those 2 were like the most recent in my brain. And Josh even said I watched a season with him.
Really?
So I must have still been watching it like at least senior year of high school.
Yeah, I don't know. I remember it so clearly. I remember like really wanting to be on it.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Did you like?
Are you kidding me? My Leo ass. I was like, oh, you want to be on top, bitch? I could be on top.
I feel like you could have.
Oh God.
you have the model. See, I never.
Thank you.
I was like, there ain't no fucking way for me. I'm sitting here.
My big head was
cereal
like
with sugar on top.
No, my big head was like, I could fucking do that.
You could have.
Well,
you're gorgeous.
Oh my God, Kendall. Thank you.
And you're tall.
I am, but not as tall as like.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't make the cut, huh?
No, like supermodels are usually like 5'10".
Jeez, yeah.
I ain't 5'10".
Damn, they got like 5 inches on me.
Yeah.
At least, or 7. Wait.
How tall are you?
5'6.5".
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No,
5'6".
because I'm 5'7.5", 5'8" on a really good day, and I'm definitely a couple inches taller than you.
I think we're both.
I think I shrunk after having a baby.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm 5'5.5".
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I'll give that to you.
Maybe. I don't know.
They had the short season though.
I could have done that.
They had for the folks 5'7" and under.
Could I have done short and chubby season? Was there a short and chubby season? Short and plus?
Oh my God. Yeah. Well,
on the real though, that show fucked me up mentally.
Did it?
Oh yeah.
It totally screwed me over. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could see how. It was a fucked up show.
Yeah.
That I don't think many of us really understood how bad it was until more recently.
Yeah.
And then this doc came out and it has a ton of, people from the seasons, the cycles as they call it.
Yeah.
And holy shit, you guys.
Yeah. We're going to be breaking down pretty much the entire documentary, and I always love doing this because we get so many comments every time of people who feel like watching the actual thing would be too triggering for them, but they want to know what happens in it, or they don't have the 3 hours to sit down and watch something like that, or just don't care to. So they want to hear it in podcast form. So we're going to be going over all the big things and, inserting our opinions along the way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It really is so much worse than I ever thought. I mean, I was just so clueless as a kid. I'm like, of course, we were kids.
Right.
We
were
literally
kids.
So much of it went over my head back then.
Everything went over. I remember, like, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but I feel like most people can relate to this, of like, I didn't think any of these things we're about to talk about were like a red flag.
No,
like,
not at all.
I
was like, this is normal.
Yeah.
You know what? There is something to, if it's on TV, if they're airing it on TV, then it's okay. Then it must not be bad.
100%.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, it's on TV, and like the way they edit it. Plus, we were fucking kids. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, I didn't.
But it was
I had
wild.
really no concept for how bad it was fucking me up. Like to see models being called fat or chunky or being like ridiculed for eating a fucking bagel and they're tiny.
Yeah.
And I was looking at them like, damn, like they're, I mean, compared to me at that age, like it was so bad for me mentally, but I couldn't stop watching it.
Well, and I think also during that time in like the early 2000s, it was just the era of like, if you want to be a model, you have to be super, super, super thin.
Yeah.
And, you know, super tall, super thin. That's the only way you could be a model. There was no plus size models or curved models or whatever, which is so fucking bad. I'm glad that it's starting to change, obviously, but I think
changed a lot.
I think when I was watching it, I was just like there was no other option, right? And that's why Tyra claims that she started this show, was to show that it didn't have to be the super tall, super thin, white girl model and a person in order to be a model.
And it's like, for how cringe Tyra is and how fucked up she has been, and especially in hindsight and taking like zero responsibility for it. Like, I have so much to say on her. She, I feel like, did open a lot of doors for people. I will say that too. I think so. Just by bringing in all types of people, well, to a degree, more types of people, especially for the time. Yeah. And really opening people to the LGBTQ world as well. It was huge what she was able to do there.
I was going to say, I think one of the things that I remember the most was obviously Miss J. Alexander. I think really was like the first like gay icon on TV, at least from what I remember. And I just remember thinking that was so fucking awesome. And like, it was something that I had never seen before on TV. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, oh, this is so cool that they have someone like this on TV.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, especially back then, like, RuPaul's Drag Race was not a thing back then.
No, I think, and you could argue that shows like Top Model opened the door for RuPaul. And, I think it was, you got to give the flowers where they're due. You got to also give out the thorns, but it's definitely something to reflect on. I think also, I will say, as much as looking back, Tyra, you fucked me up body-wise, and your show fucked me up. Tyra also helped me a lot. Like, I used to be really into the Tyra Banks show, the talk show. Yep. I don't even remember where that aired, but I watched it all the time. I had it recorded on the DVR. And her episode, they showed a clip of it where she's in the swimsuit and she's like, kiss my fat ass. That like moved me to my core as a child. That really had an impact on me, and I'm grateful for that. So I don't want to just like shit on Tyra Banks all day.
Yeah.
There will be mostly shitting on Tyra Banks.
No, but it's so true. But, I think like, because she is obviously absolutely stunning.
Mm-hmm. She is.
But she's not the like, or I guess she at the time wasn't the stereotypical textbook supermodel, you know. She was curvier. She is a Black woman. And the documentary talks a lot about, like we had just mentioned, that wasn't very common at all back then.
Mm-mm. So, and she also had so much of a personality for a woman who's a model, you know? She would do this like crazy shit, and now looking back, I'm like, what the fuck were you doing? Like pretending to have rabies and acting like some of the shit she would do. But at the time, I was like, it's so cool to see a woman just like acting wild, and like especially a woman who's a model,
100%.
So
if you're not just like this, like I think a lot of people back then thought of supermodels like these ditzy, you have no personality, you're literally just pretty, and that's all you have to offer.
Mm-hmm. And to see her as a businesswoman too was really inspiring, in all these different ventures. And now it's like, I don't know, I guess I wanted to get some of my positive thoughts about Tyra out of the way before we continue to just rip on her for the rest of the show, because it's bad.
It is bad.
It's bad.
She was the first, like, for a lot of I was gonna say, like, for the GQ cover.
Yeah.
And, like, what else? She was one of the first, like, Victoria's Secret Angels.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, was she really?
Yep.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, so she was actually, the first Black woman, I mean to say.
She opened a lot of doors. She did.
Yeah.
And she is gorgeous. Undeniably.
Stunning. Yeah. So, I don't know. Let's just jump right into it, I guess.
Okay.
You guys know that bed rotting is a big passion of mine. Okay, if it was an Olympic sport, I would take gold, no doubt about it. And when it comes to bed rotting, I need to make sure that I have the most comfortable bedding there is because, like I said, I spend a lot of hours in my bed and I don't want to be uncomfortable with scratchy sheets or things that make me sweat at night, okay? I want bedding that is soft, luxurious, and keeps you nice and cool. And that is why I love Koyuchi. Koyuchi is in a league of its own when it comes to bedding, bath, and home products. And their organic sateen and flannel sheet sets are the key to a more comfortable, healthier sleep year-round. All Koyuchi sheets are made of natural fibers and certified to be free of toxins and harmful chemicals that could seep into your skin. Ew, who wants that while you're sleeping? Chemicals seeping into your skin? I think not. They're also so soft and gentle on your skin, you can sleep well and safely with Koyuchi. Whether it's the subtle sheen of their sateen or the velvety brushed cotton flannel, plus vintage patterns, peaceful botanicals, and calming hues bring the natural world right into your home. With every wash, these sheets get softer and softer. No pilling or tearing. These are crafted to last, which I can attest to. I've had my Koyuchi sheets for a long time. I actually just washed them last night, and per usual, they came out beautifully clean, no pilling, not even a wrinkle, okay? I also really like that they're very deep, so they fit over my whole mattress. They don't come up on the corners. I hate when that happens. Whether it's bedding or bath towels, because I've also used their bath towels, and I have a bathrobe from them that I'm obsessed with. I wear it all the time. They also have table linens and crib sheets. Whatever the product, all of them are at the absolute highest quality, made with natural fibers, low impact dyes, and certified fair trade. Koyuchi looks great, feels amazing, and is good for your health and the planet. So if you want healthy, organic, luxury bedding that lasts a lifetime, you need Koyuchi. Get 15% off your first order when you visit koyuchi.com/sesh. That's koyuchi.com/sesh to get 15% off. koyuchi.com/sesh.
All right, so America's Next Top Model. Except for they're really not a top model. You don't become a top fucking anything.
No, which we will get into that after we break down kind of each key character here. But
it should be called America's Next Traumatized Model.
Seriously.
There is no top anything.
If anything, people were saying that it hurt their career.
Yeah, yep. That you're kind of, what's the word? Blacklisted almost for it.
Yep.
Yeah, so it really was one of the biggest, most influential shows in the world. Top Model was huge. Oh my God. But yeah, it was supposedly helping launch models' careers. And it really launched Tyra Banks.
Oh,
even more.
She became a TV mogul.
Yep. That's when she really, TV. And what year did Top Model start? And then what year did her talk show start?
Top Model started in 2003.
Yeah.
Wow,
then
so early.
Her talk show.
You were in...
I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah, wow.
Her talk show premiered in 2005.
Okay, so yeah. Okay.
And so 2 seasons in, she was very, very famous.
Yeah. And at the time, it really seemed, to me, to my clueless ass, and obviously to these models too, to be this huge opportunity for them.
Yeah.
Massive. That it really was going to make you a top model. And it's interesting because, there's these shows also was huge at the time, American Idol. And it really did launch some careers. Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood came from American
Idol?
Yeah, American Idol. Who else was on there?
I never watched American Idol.
Some of the first people who won ended up being huge.
But Tyra even said herself, she was like, American Idol was huge with the real world. And she's like, I wanted to combine the two, basically.
Yeah.
But instead of it about singing, be about modeling.
Dude, that's what we need is a behind the scenes of the fucking real world.
I have never
that show was
watched
insane.
The Real World. I don't know anything about it.
I loved The Real World. I
was
still
it
remember there was this guy named Dani on it, and I fucking loved him. And he had this blonde girl. I think her name was Melissa. If anyone else knows, I might be wrong.
And they were just living in a house.
Yeah, it was kind of like Jersey Shore,
Yeah.
like original.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm sure it was fucked up. But
I'm sure.
Bad. But yeah, it's kind of interesting thinking about shows like Top Model and American Idol because it was only a few people that ended up being huge off of American Idol. And then it got to the point where it's just, in all those singing shows.
American Idol's still on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch it sometimes. Not really as much anymore, but there's a few good seasons. I don't know.
But like Got Talent and...
Oh, yeah.
I loved America's Got Talent.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't really watch that one.
I'm obsessed with that fucking show.
But how often does someone become a household name off of a show like that?
Now.
It's so rare.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the big country guy came from one of those shows, right?
Blake Shelton. I have no
He's
idea.
a judge.
I have okay, ignore me.
Let me see.
Yeah, who's there was someone big on one of those. I feel like that's the last person I heard of that got like huge. And then Diddy had that stupid show.
Oh, Diddy's show. What was his show again?
I don't even remember, but I got so mad during it.
There was also Making the Band.
Oh yeah, Making the Band.
That is created by the same fucking creator as America's Next Top Model, which we'll talk about in a sec. Who is the guy?
The country guy.
I'm trying to find it.
Now this is going to drive me insane. Everyone's going to comment it. It wasn't Zach Bryan, but it was like who's the other fucking guy? Sorry, this show is now becoming Kendall sends
Morgan
Sydney
Wallen?
on stupid
Wait.
quests. Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's it. Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. Okay.
Ew.
So that's a pretty huge one that came from a show like that. But it rarely happens.
Some help. Is that guy?
Get the whiskey off the shelf. Yeah, I think that might be him.
Perfect.
Or that's like with Post Malone.
Actually,
I don't know.
he's really big.
Ignore me.
He's huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, he came from one of those shows. But like, has any model become an actual fucking top supermodel, like Tyra Banks level from America's Next Top Model?
I don't think so.
No. Nope. I feel like I only knew them from the show. And then, of course, back then, like they would win and we'd be like, yay. Or like, you know, the person you want. And then you would never follow up.
Never heard from them again.
Never look them up. Yeah.
No. But yeah, Tyra obviously was a former model and she thought to herself, how can I use what I know to, she claims, inspire and influence generations to come when it comes to the modeling industry. And so she thought of this idea to have this show where she would bring people on from around the country and would basically find the next top model and help their career launch. So each cycle would have like around 10 to 16 aspiring models. They would live together in this loft. They were filmed 24/7. They competed in weekly challenges, had photo shoots, and, you know, were put to the test of whether or not they had what it took to be a successful model. And then, you know, they'd get voted off one by one from the judges until they had one left, who was America's Next Top Model.
And Tyra would hold that piece of paper.
Joking over here.
That piece of paper. I am only holding one face in my hand, or whatever she would say.
Congratulations. You're still in the running to become America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
Oh, nailed it. Oh, I'm joking over here.
Whoever's name I do not call must immediately go back to the apartment, pack their belongings, and go home.
Except for you're not going home.
Except for the fact that you don't go home.
You go to the hotel.
You go to the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
You can't talk to anyone. You can go sit in misery.
Correct.
Imagine getting off like as one of the first people. You're just going to sit there for weeks.
For weeks, yeah, because it took like 8 weeks to film.
Which that was like a, you know, thing that they announced in the documentary. Although I've like always figured that's probably what
people
they've
never
done.
actually leave.
Yeah, all reality TV is like that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
With Big Brother, they make it public. You
Yeah.
go to the jury house.
Yeah.
But like Bachelor, Bachelorette, I bet they do that too.
You think?
I think
I guess,
so.
Yeah, because you can't like be seen. You're going to spoil it.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
But the thing is like this airs so much. Like Bachelor, they record and then, like, wouldn't they just go home and then you don't have to? You keep it a secret. That's not like it's still filming.
No, because if you go home while they're still filming, then people can see you and they'll later on be like, oh, well, so and so was home, by this
Before
date.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
At least I'm pretty sure that's how
Yeah,
it
let's
works.
look it up for Bachelor, Bachelorette. I'm curious. But yeah, in the episodes, they are testing real model skills like walking, posing, filming commercials, doing interviews, reading. That was weird. And working with designers. The main focus, though, is always the photo shoot. Of course, it was like the photo shoot of every episode. There's a theme. It always looked so fun to me. The
So
photo
fun.
shoots.
The whole thing just looked like a blast.
Yeah, it really did. It definitely wasn't.
I don't think that, from what I see here on Google, that it says the Bachelor contestants generally go home immediately after being eliminated.
Okay, so
Oh,
ignore
maybe they
everything I
do.
just said. My apologies.
Maybe they do just go home. Maybe it's changed since then. It's more of an old
Maybe
school
you
thing.
can't
to do.
leave the house type of thing. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they would literally just send the top model girls to a hotel for the time being.
That sucks. What if you're like out the first week?
That's what I'm saying. Like you just
Bored
and
as
you
hell.
can't even talk to anyone. They said like no
Yeah.
phones.
Better get a puzzle.
It's like being sequestered for a jury.
Yeah, and there's no TikTok either.
Terrible.
Be bored as hell.
Ay. But yeah, the photo shoots were huge. There's always a concept or a theme, and you're expected to transform into whatever character or look that was assigned to you. Everyone gets something like slightly different, but in the same theme. But these shoots were fucking extreme. They were insane, some of these themes. And back then, I mean, as a teenager, I was eating it up. I was like, more extreme, the better.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't had any concept for these are real people.
It just
and these
looked
are,
fun. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm jealous. You get fun costumes, fun makeup,
well,
fun
they
sets.
edit it with music and they make
Yeah.
it look fun
Yeah.
to some degree.
Mhm.
But yeah, I used to think the makeovers was also cool. I don't know. It definitely was not fun for these girls though. These shoots were very controversial. And looking back with 2026 vision, it's unbelievable the stuff that they were doing on TV. I can't believe some of this was allowed to air. Definitely was designed to push the contestants out of their comfort zone. That's saying the least. And then, yeah, after the photo shoot, the contestants would then go to the panel where, Tyra Banks and the judges like Nigel Barker, who I always thought was from Australia because his name was Nigel.
Yeah.
He's hot.
He is so hot.
You think he's still hot?
Yeah. I mean, he's older now, but I still think he's hot.
I think Jay Manuel's so hot. He's one of the
hot,
most
too.
beautiful people I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nigel Barker, Jay Manuel, Miss J.
Who
Alexander.
I loved.
Such an icon.
Such an icon.
Definitely was a little mean though at times.
Definitely said some outlandish shit.
Yeah.
For sure. But I just loved that. Yeah, like I said, they had representation
Yeah.
from the gay community, and someone who was like very feminine, wore heels, wore makeup. I just thought that was so cool.
It was so out of the box for back then
Yeah.
to see that on TV.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah, definitely had some bitchy moments, but not as vicious as the worst of them all.
Oh my God.
Janice Dickinson.
She was
Perfect
an
name for her.
actual fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Like,
she is
she
a
is
witch.
such a bitch.
She's a monster,
Like,
dude. This
Just
woman.
so mean. And I remember even then thinking, like,
Oh,
what
yeah.
the fuck is this bitch's problem?
Oh,
She's
yeah.
so mean.
Yeah, I didn't need 2026 vision to
No.
know that Janice was a bitch.
No, she was
She's
a fucking
so
bitch.
awful. She's so mean, dude. The things that she would say, and she would fight with the other judges.
Yeah, she was
She's just
terrible.
nasty
Just
human.
like ripping people apart, saying
Mhm.
awful things about their bodies, saying just an evil bitch.
She was definitely the worst of the fat shaming.
Yeah,
Came
for sure.
from Janice.
And like she was also a former supermodel. So I think she was like, had the thought of, I can say whatever the fuck I want because I'm an alumni essentially from this industry.
I always got the energy from her that she was like jealous of the younger women in
she's
front of
just
her.
so
that she's like,
nasty.
my time is past and I just can't stand to see these younger, prettier versions of me,
Yeah, nasty.
Yeah.
But she was only on cycles 1 through 4 before they kicked her ass off. Just kidding, I don't know if they kicked her off.
Wait, yeah. She was only on 1 through 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, God, I remember seeing so much of her.
Mm-hmm.
So each week they would do these photo shoots and then they would have one photo that was selected by the judges for them all to critique. It was called their best photo. And the judges are going to critique everything from their appearance to their body, to their personality, growth, how they were on set, and their just overall potential in the modeling industry and where they stand for the week. And then one contestant was eliminated each week until only one remained, who was then crowned America's Next Top Model, where you ended up getting nothing and there was no point to it all.
Well, they always advertise it as like, ooh, you get a 6-figure brand contract. You get a model agency signing and a magazine spread.
Did that happen for anybody?
I think it probably did, because like they talk about they got signed, but then just because you're signed doesn't mean shit. You still got to book jobs.
We'll get into this, but one of the former contestants talks about her experience after getting signed, and doesn't really seem like a big deal to me.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't seem like they really got anything. It really just hurt them. And a magazine spread, like what magazine though?
Well, for example, one of them was like Marie Claire, a fashion spread of Marie Claire. Or like a contract with Revlon. I remember CoverGirl was also one of the...
Oh, yeah, the CoverGirl.
The CoverGirl, that was a big one.
So it was different every season what the prize was?
Well, I think it just kind of depends. I know they went through a couple of them throughout all the cycles. Or they would be signed with like Wilhelmina. Agency.
Oh.
So, yeah. But the show ran for 24 cycles because
crazy.
Once it started getting successful, which again, it took like no time at all before this show blew up, they started having multiple seasons cycles per year. So they had 24 cycles from 2003 to 2018, aired in over 180 countries and had dozens of international spinoffs. And at its peak, it reached over 100 million viewers worldwide, which was one of the most recognizable reality competition shows globally. I mean, it was everywhere. And like we said, there were spinoffs. There was, America's Next Top Model Australia, America's Next Top Model Great Britain, whatever. So yeah, it
Did you guys ever watch any of those?
No,
I didn't even know it was on until 2018. I feel like I probably watched the last season. I probably watched was like 11, 12, something like that.
Yeah, I didn't know either. I definitely checked out by like
college-ish. Yeah.
Oh, before that for sure.
Really?
Probably like 2010 maybe is when I bailed.
Mm-hmm. Somewhere around there.
But yeah, I mean, so it ends in 2018. But then COVID hits 2020, and obviously everyone's at home binge watching TV like they never have before. And people are like, ooh, let's watch America's Next Top Model.
I didn't know this was a thing. Was it kind of like a trend on TikTok? Is that what got it started?
I have no idea, but I didn't know that was... I didn't know about any of this until like a year ago, that it was... People were having like a problem with it. And it had kind of like left my memory, but then I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. There were some really fucked up things on this show.
So if it weren't for COVID... Tyra could have flown right under the radar.
It seems like that was what it was. Is like on COVID or during COVID, people were watching and they were like, like people
what
like
the
us
fuck is this?
who watched it when they were young, then watched it again when they were in their 20s
with a developed brain.
And they were like, holy fuck, this is so bad.
It really is.
And also like younger viewers too were like confused how it was allowed.
Right.
So
yeah, because obviously this saying's annoying. Times are different back then, but they were.
Oh,
they absolutely were.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, people who were our age back then, people that same age now. I mean, you could call it whatever you want, woke, whatever, but like they just people are more culturally aware of what's appropriate versus not.
I think social media has just been a huge part of that.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's because of social media.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has an opinion and a voice, and you learn so much from other people that, you wouldn't normally hear from school or other, there wasn't that much of that going on even on MySpace or Facebook.
No, that was like just your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, people were like, holy shit, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. Anyone out there who's a parent knows that feeding decisions aren't a one-time thing. You're going to be making them time and time again as your child develops. And all too often, the options out there are just not going to meet your standards. That's why we decided to try Little Spoon when my daughter was ready for food. I'll never forget giving her her first Little Spoon meals, or I guess they're just these little, cups of baby food, but they were such a game changer because they were healthy. I knew that I could trust them, and they introduced her to so many different types of food. Like, I couldn't believe some of the things that were coming in. They were things that I had never tried, and my daughter was loving them. I have so many fond memories, and I'm really excited to start my son on Little Spoon too. I mean, we love it. It took my daughter all the way through Big Kid. Now she's eating their big kid meals. But yeah, if you have a little one or a toddler or a kid, or you're going to have a baby soon, definitely consider Little Spoon. We really, really loved it. We paid for it ourselves, and our daughter used it, like I said, for years. She still does. Little Spoon supports babies from the very first feed with baby cereal and baby blends when solids first begin. First bites, first spoons, all of it. Need targeted nutrients to supplement? Baby Blends Plus. Need baby blends to go? Baby Blends pouches. I'm telling you, they have thought of it all. And everything is designed for the stage that babies are in, made with simple ingredients and tested for over 500 contaminants, including heavy metals. When kids enter that toddler phase, there's no need to start from scratch. They offer biteables that are cut to size. They're pinchable meals that make the transition to table food feel easy, supporting self-feeding skills, plate expansion, and real nutrition at the same time. And of course, the big kid stage. As appetites and opinions grow, so does Little Spoon. Their plates are heat and eat meals with superfoods and hidden veggies, which is the real goat. Great for picky eaters and getting mealtime on the table in minutes. Then there's Lunchers, which my daughter loves. They are better for you versions of the classics that we grew up with, and perfect for backpacks and busy days while delivering real nutrition and all-day fuel with over 10 grams of protein per meal. They also offer snacks like Beyond Smoothies and Yogo snack pouches, and they even make better for you versions of kids' favorites like Fruit Rippers and Cookie Dipsters. Feeding the kids doesn't have to be complicated. Little Spoon makes it easy with real nutritionally balanced meals and snacks designed for every stage. It shows up ready to go, takes the pressure off, and somehow still gets devoured, veggies and all. No artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners either. And you know what? That's a win I'll take every time. Get 30% off your first online order at littlespoon.com/sesh with code SESH. That's LITTLESPOON.com/sesh with code SESH for 30% off your first order. 3-part series. It plays out. It's very fast paced. It's not overdrawn.
No.
I didn't think.
Yeah.
I'm normally like the biggest hater on documentaries being overly long. I hate when they are like multi-parts, but I thought this needed 3 parts.
It was very interesting. Highly recommend watching if you're looking for something to watch.
But also like proceed with caution.
Yeah.
It is intense.
It's pretty intense. And there's like trigger warning, like discussion of essay. Obviously like body shaming.
Yeah, lots of that. Eating disorders.
Yeah,
I've got to
say,
watching this at 35 weeks pregnant wasn't great for me. But like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I just like, I'm in like one of the worst places I've ever been with my body right now. And I'm like, watching these tiny, beautiful models get ripped to shreds.
I know, it's so fucked
It's like, holy shit. I'm like sitting here with a bag of Doritos. Watching this. Pregnant as fuck. I'm like sitting on a bouncy ball in our room. Like,
that was me with the fucking Haagen-Dazs in bed. Like,
oh, dude, I got a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos this weekend.
Oh, hell
They're
yeah,
so
dude.
good. I love them so much.
Hell
Fuck.
yeah.
I'm at the end. I'm just like, I'm eating whatever
as
I
you
want.
fucking should.
It's amazing. I had a sun-dried tomato bagel with scallion cream cheese this morning.
That sounds so good.
It was so good. I love it. Anyway, this show's a little triggering.
Yeah, for sure. But very, very interesting.
And what's great about it is it includes interviews with tons of people who are actually the ones telling the story. Surprisingly, they got Tyra. I'm pretty shocked that she even like agreed to do it. I guess what's her other option? They're gonna rip her up if she doesn't.
I think too, parts of what she said, I think, made her look slightly better than if she weren't to be on it at all.
Yeah. Yes, she probably figured like she didn't look thrilled to be there though.
No,
like there was a lot of, face it. Yeah.
But she played the like dumbass card a lot.
Oh, she did. Like, I had no idea. I had no control of that.
Which is, like, so annoying. We'll get into it. But, like, she was an executive producer.
I know.
So,
it was a lot of
fuck.
This wasn't my fault. And if it was my fault, then they deserved it. And, you know, there was really not a lot of responsibility taken from her at all. Maybe, like...
She apologized to Shandi.
Yeah, she did. But even then, she had excuses for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot of, like, I apologize that your experience was like this, but not that I was part of it. You know? But yeah, it includes interviews with all the judges, J. Manuel, Miss J. Alexander, Nigel Barker, and executive producer Ken Mock, who didn't look good.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy for real.
He is giving Nickelodeon, what was his fuck ass name?
Dan
Schneider?
Just like...
You think he's like Dan level?
No. But like... in the sense of just no, like, all morals out the window, do whatever you can for the check.
He's more like
situation.
the producers of Biggest Loser.
Yeah.
Along the lines of those guys.
Yeah.
It just gave me the Schneider's ick. Like a demon.
It just gave me the ick because it was like these young, innocent girls and they were like preying on them essentially.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I mean by like Nickelodeon.
I see what you mean.
You know?
Yeah. Pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
Ken Mock.
Yeah.
They also had a ton of former contestants on who shared their experiences and reflect on the lasting impact the shows had on their lives to this day. It was very emotional. And you know what's interesting is Netflix didn't pay any of them to be part of it because they didn't want to make it seem like they like bought their opinions.
Interesting.
And also probably because they're cheap as fuck. Or whoever produced
I was gonna say, I don't know who produced it.
But it's like, you know that the judges were paid. I'm sure Tyra was paid. That's just my opinion. I don't know if that's confirmed, but I know it's confirmed that the models were not paid.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Which pisses me off. So yeah, the world of modeling was extremely whitewashed, one definition of beauty, you know, straight lane back then. And you would rarely see designers casting models of color or people with different body types from the normal model, the traditional model, the Twiggy. Yeah, like, God, someone was literally named Twiggy. She's like one of the biggest models in the world. So yeah, the industry just favored thin models.
The heroin chic, as people call it, which is a fucking wild
heroin
term
chic era
to use.
Crazy.
And people say the heroin chic era is coming back.
Oh, I have heard. But I feel like they've been saying that for a year. Like the low cut jeans.
Yeah.
It's going to come back. I've been like...
I don't know. It's so fucked up.
Shivering
Why
in
are
my
we like
boots.
using that term? That's disturbing as hell.
I don't think we're ever going back to that type of
I sure hope not.
Era
because
again.
that is so damaging to everyone.
Like there will be people that participate in that type of stuff.
Sure.
And, like,
yeah.
But I don't think it'll ever be like the norm.
God, the 90s and early 2000s were really just like
toxic
though.
Real bad. And Tyra talked about how difficult it was to navigate the industry as a Black woman. She said that she was told her nose was too big, her lips were too full, and that she wouldn't be able to get certain opportunities because of her race, which is wild looking at how fucking stunning she is and knowing that she was held back.
And just how beauty standards have changed so much. People are getting lip filler. People are getting BBLs.
Yep.
Or doing specific exercises to try and get a, dumpy.
I know back then it was like
it was like embarrassing to have a big ass.
Yeah.
Now everyone I'm over here fucking doing 2 leg days a week because I want a fat ass.
And back then she's like, kiss my fat ass for real. Yeah. I know. God, that is such a change. She also said that Black models were often paid less. Definitely, even when they were equally or more successful.
Which probably is still the case. I mean, that's just a fact. Like, Black people their wages are lower. Women's wages are lower just in the workforce in general. Which is so fucked up, obviously.
Yeah,
but
that is still continuing to happen now. But despite those barriers, Tyra did break through in a major way. Got to give her credit where credit is due. She became the first Black woman to appear on the covers of GQ, Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition or issue or whatever, and the Victoria's Secret catalog. And she looked stunning on all of those. She said those experiences really shaped her perspective, which makes total sense. And it made her want to create something that showed the world that beauty wasn't just one thing. And I think originally her intentions were pure.
I think so,
to
too.
some degree.
Yeah, I think what she set out to do, she had pure intentions. And then
Ken Mock got to her.
I think Ken Mock got to her, and then, you know, like the pressure of having to up the ante every single season. And, you know, okay, well, we did this last season, but how are we going to make it even more shocking and entertaining for the next? I think that kind of spoiled her.
Yeah. And I love how she blamed the viewers for that.
Yeah.
You guys wanted this.
Yeah.
Which I guess there is something to be said of us as a society and why was that show so successful and when it was fucked up.
Well, why is any reality TV successful? Because there's drama. That is why people watch reality TV.
Yep.
Like, and I'm guilty of that. Hello.
Of course.
Like, I love Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because they fucking throw down all the time. If they just all got along, it'd be like boring.
Right.
So
that would be the point of it.
You know?
I think too, like a big thing that is really controversial is not even the fact that, you know, having drama between the girls, but like what they put the girls through.
Yes.
And they kind of used in the way that production like formed narratives about each person, which happens today. But I just think the actual situations they were put in were just so wrong.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Horrible. And yeah, I mean, to some degree, what level of responsibility does the viewer have in that? You know?
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. Like, I'm not sure if it's the viewer's responsibility or if it's just like just cause and effect type. I don't know.
I guess to play devil's advocate, let's say they played it safe and they never continued to up the ante and didn't do all this horrible shit.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
And this showed, you know, no one watched it and eventually fizzled off and someone else started a toxic version of Top Model. Like, is it something where society's going to demand it at that time no matter what? When we didn't have these standards or understanding for what people were going through, what's right and what's wrong as a collective society.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to take Tyra off the hook.
Right.
I think that was a horrible response to be like, well, you guys wanted it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. How about just show some ounce of understanding and remorse for what you put people through? But I don't know. I think it's something to ponder. You know, what we allow as a society, what we demand in our TV and our entertainment.
And then, so they basically form this idea. They're like, all right, we got to find some network to pick it up. They go around, shop around. And all the big networks, the CBSs, the ABCs are like, no, we, you know, don't want this. Reality TV was kind of new. They were like very hesitant to pick it up. Didn't think it would do well. So they ended up going to United Paramount Network, UPN. And at the time, the president was Don Ostroff. So they pick it up for season 1. And they're like, all right, let's start casting. And for season 1, there was literally one woman of a different race on the show than white. And that was their definition of diversity. And the president at Viacom, Les?
Yeah, Les.
Les Moonves.
You know Les Moonves.
Oh,
he's married to Julie Chen.
Yep.
This fucker. This is why I don't like Julie.
Yep.
And she stood by him.
Yep. Yeah, he's a freak. But basically they say like, oh no, he was the one that wouldn't let us have more than one diverse contestant on the show. So
I believe it.
I believe it too. He's a freak.
The dude's a fucked up person.
Yeah. They said that Ken and Tyra really wanted like a Latino girl on the show, but Les was like, no, not happening. They got in an argument and whatever. So they have cycle 1. And by cycle 2, this shit fucking just blows up. And they're getting tons of views. You know, the ratings were off the chart. It was the best show on the network, the most successful show on the network at the time. So at the beginning of the show, one of the things that they would have everyone do is like everyone would get a makeover. And this was everything from, haircuts, complete hairdo changes, extensions, dental procedures at one point, which we'll talk about more in depth. But it was kind of framed as part of their transformation to, become a model. But many of the contestants later said that they didn't feel like they had much of a choice. And if they spoke up and said like, hey, I'm not comfortable with this, then they were going to be eliminated.
I was going to say, don't you remember that part being like so dramatic during someone's like where girls would like be crying?
Yeah.
Like so insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into some of the specific contestants that were on this documentary that shared a lot of their experiences. Very, very interesting and shocking in a lot of ways. Obviously, we're not going to be talking about every single one. We're going to hit kind of the big names here that were in the doc. But let's go ahead and start with Ebony Haith. So Ebony was on season 1 or cycle 1, and she said that she had no prior modeling experience at the time, but was confident in herself and her smile. And this is interesting, but she is a lesbian. And of course, Tyra and the show wanted that to be like a big part of the show. And so she literally on camera, Tyra asks her, we know you are a lesbian. How do you feel about expressing that on national television? Which, let's all remind ourselves, this was in 2003 when it was not nearly as accepted as it is now to be out.
And of course, even if it was today, you don't out someone
Right.
on TV before
Right.
they
It's
decide
not
they're ready.
your decision to make.
It's so fucked up. What was she thinking?
Horrible. And yeah, Ebony was basically like, well, that's like essentially I was outed for the world, for the entire world to see.
And doesn't that piss you off as someone who has friends, who has, Tyra, obviously her best friends are sitting there with her.
Yeah.
And then them too.
Yeah.
Like, why did Miss J or J Manuel
Yeah.
not do anything?
Yeah.
Like, they knew how fucked up that was.
Right.
And they didn't have anything to say on that in the documentary that I remember.
No, they didn't. Yeah, but Ebony talks about like, yeah, I expect them to pull me aside and be like, hey, how do we want to approach this? Rather than just being like, hey, so heard you're a lesbian.
Yeah.
How does it affect you? Like,
Yeah, she had no time to think about it, process it. And it's so irrelevant. It's a modeling
so
show.
irrelevant.
So stupid.
It's like, everyone knows a boomer that's like said something along the lines of like, oh, I met this really nice guy. He's a gay guy, really nice guy.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we, why do we need to say that?
Who cares?
It has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she goes on to have her makeover and they decide to shave her head. And Ebony says that the professional stylists were trying to shave her hair, but didn't have the proper tools and clippers for her hair texture.
Oh, this was
and so they gave her a totally botched job. She had multiple bald spots.
Yeah.
And, she was totally freaked out trying to figure out what to do. And Tyra ends up coming to her and she thought like, oh, well, Tyra's also a black woman. Maybe she'll come to me and be like, hey, girl, sorry about that.
People.
Like, let's get the right people and get you fixed up. Nope, that's not what Tyra was. She basically came to her and said that, hey, you look a little, quote unquote, ashy. And you might need to start putting some lotion on.
That's so fucking insane that she would say that to her.
Ebony talks about how like she was just mortified and felt so uncomfortable. So she starts like putting lotion on, and then the other girls come to her and they're like, hey, can you like try and wipe your hands off? You're greasing up the doorknobs.
I know. I couldn't believe that. I wonder if the production even was like, can you make a big deal out of this? It's
probably.
Like, make it into
hey,
a
ask
thing.
her about this.
Oh, they do. That was the thing. They're like, they would bring them into their like one-on-one interviews and kind of like stir up the pot. And
so fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. See, I don't think I've watched every season. But yeah, basically Tyra was like, hey, with your skin texture being an African-American woman, it should be like butter, and said that her photo was the hardest to retouch.
And then they're always talking about how it was so expensive to retouch stuff.
It was so expensive.
Maybe it was back then.
I don't know. I think that's bullshit. Clearly, this show had the budget for it. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And it's sad that, if you watch her clips from this season, she's kind of made out to be this like angry and aggressive black woman.
Mm-hmm. That Tyra would endorse that.
Yeah.
Be part of that.
Yeah. Which is just so sad.
And to have your confidence hit so hard when you're on a show where being confident is so crucial to your success.
Yep.
And to not have any control of your hair, something like having bald spots.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, people are ripping apart your skin. Like it's just, God, what a horrible environment. And then you have to go out there and try to look your best and get chosen.
And then people afterwards on the street or whatever would come up to her and be like, oh, I probably can't be a model because my skin is rough like yours.
Yeah.
It's just so sad.
That's the thing, is the impact goes so much further than the people who are actually on the show.
Yeah.
You know, like you watching someone else get ridiculed for something and you look at yourself and you're like, oh, I have that, or worse, or, you know, whatever it is. It destroys. I'm sure had a negative impact on probably millions of women.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And men.
Yeah, totally. Everyone knows that someone that likes to do things the hard way. My someone would be John. Okay? That dude took forever to finally put Face ID on his phone. Like, what are you doing typing in your stupid PIN every single time? Okay, put Face ID on your phone. And I'm sure you know someone who is doing something the hard way, okay? Especially someone that is still overpaying for wireless in 2026. I am so sick of getting overcharged for wireless phone service. But luckily, Mint Mobile is here to help. Stop paying way too much for wireless just because that's how it's always been. Mint exists purely to fix that. You get the same coverage, same speed, just without the inflated price tag. The premium wireless you expect. Unlimited talk, text, and data, but at a fraction of what others charge. And for a limited time, get 50% off 3, 6, or 12-month plans of unlimited premium wireless. And what's great is you can bring your own phone and number, and you can activate with eSIM in minutes and start saving immediately. No long-term contracts, there's no hassle involved. And with a 7-day money-back guarantee and customer satisfaction ratings in the mid-90s, Mint makes it easy to try it and see why people don't go back. Our foundation, Higher Hope, actually uses Mint Mobile. Haley, our foundation coordinator, has a phone that's on Mint Mobile, and she is constantly chatting with various people, and it works like a charm. Great service. It's a great price, and we were able to go ahead and just use an old phone that we had lying around, activate that within a couple minutes, and boom, we were good to go. So if you're still overpaying for mediocre service, like you're in the middle of a city and you would think you'd have good service, but of course you have no bars, just stop. You don't have to suffer anymore, okay? Thanks to Mint Mobile. Are you ready to stop paying more than you have to? New customers can make the switch today, and for a limited time, get unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. Switch now at mintmobile.com/sesh. That's mintmobile.com/sesh. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 a month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Over 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. Additional terms apply. See mintmobile.com. So let's get into another key interviewee here. Her name is Shandi Sullivan. She's from Cycle 2.
And big trigger warning on
big
this one. This
trigger warning.
Unreal. Oh my God.
So she was 21 at the time. She's from Kansas City, and she worked at a Walgreens before she got on the show. And she was dating this guy named Eric, who was actually one of the people that encouraged her to apply. And, you know, she was famously quoted saying, I don't want to work at Walgreens anymore. And I think this is, you know, they really took the like American dream edit of like just a girl from Kansas City working at a drugstore, and she wants to become a model.
Just a small town girl
working at a Walgreens. She took the midnight flight going to New York City. Anyways, so yeah, but she was shocked that she got the call. She made it on the show. She was so excited. And little did she know that it would be one of the worst experiences of her life. And during her makeover, she was platinum blonde. And she says that after her makeover, she actually felt pretty for the first time and experienced a level of confidence that she had never felt before. So in the show, they would go to different countries. And for Cycle 2, they went to Milan. And during one of the photo shoots, they bring these like dudes from Milan into their photo shoot. And then after, they get invited over to the girl's apartment just to hang out. And so these dudes show up to their apartment. It's late at night, and the girls are hanging out with them, and there's tons of alcohol. They all start drinking. And Shandi talks about how, mind you, she's how old? 21. 21. And she's
21.
drinking heavily. They're giving them wine. And she said that she thinks she had about like 2 bottles of wine to herself. And she's in this hot tub. And it's, they're partying, they're drinking, the guys are there, they're flirting, whatever.
She didn't eat.
And she didn't eat because, again, there was this horrendous pressure of being as tiny as you can be. So many of these models just would not eat. So the liquor is flowing. She's very, very intoxicated. And she talks about how she basically blacked out at one point and doesn't really remember a lot. But she remembers getting out of the hot tub and going into the shower. And she talks about how when someone was in the shower or in the bathroom, they weren't allowed, if they were by themselves, the camera crew wasn't allowed to follow them in. However, she wasn't alone. She was with one of the guys in the shower.
That's a crazy loophole. I couldn't believe that when she was explaining that.
What the fuck? So she and this guy are in the shower. She says she doesn't remember much of it. And then they go to the bed and he ends up raping her.
Yeah.
And she says that she basically doesn't remember it. She was, heavily intoxicated and didn't really, she said she knew what was going on, but didn't really comprehend it.
Mm-hmm.
And then woke up the next day and had kind of put the pieces together. Holy shit, I was raped. And mind you, the fucking camera crew is filming the whole thing.
The whole thing.
The whole night being filmed. Okay, so now she wakes up and she's like, holy shit, I was raped. I don't remember what happened exactly, but I know the gist of it. And the thing that enters her mind is, holy fuck, Eric, my boyfriend, is going to see this because it was filmed. And they start pinning it as if she cheated on him. And basically, she got too drunk and slept with this other guy from Milan.
And going back to, the videographers filming all of this, do you think that that would happen nowadays on a reality show?
No, because I think they would be absolutely fucked legally.
Yeah. I mean, I think the general understanding around consent has improved drastically since then.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They probably in their minds didn't even have education around that and didn't even think of it as a rape.
If the camera crew really didn't know, someone needs to be held responsible then. Yeah. One of the production members.
Yeah, like editing wise.
Hello, this wasn't 100 years ago. This was the early 2000s.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not trying to make excuses.
Right. No, but I see what you're saying.
Interesting looking back. I don't think this would happen now, but I don't know. You never really know. I certainly don't have experience with reality TV, but
I do think there would be a chance it would be filmed, but I think what's put out on
would
TV.
Would it ever actually make
100%.
Right. Yeah. I wonder if camera crews would even.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they have any liability now responsibility to report something like that if it's happening? Or, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Big Brother, you guys have said that
they fuck, but they're not drunk.
Right, but they record.
They record everything.
Okay.
When they're in the shower, they're behind. You're not filming them in a bed.
Yeah, they are. The cameras are rolling. They're fucking in bed.
Oh, right. Yeah, they do.
They don't they cut the live feeds usually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
They don't air it, but I guess
they air alluding to them.
Bro, the worst one that I've seen in the last couple years was that spinoff of Love is Blind, The Ultimatum.
Yes.
That was
The Ultimatum.
Oh my God. It was straight night vision and I could not believe what I was seeing. It was unreal. Well, but obviously that's consensual and they're not.
Yeah, that's where the difference is. Whereas this woman was heavily intoxicated and clearly taken advantage of.
So horrible.
She wakes up freaked out because she's like, oh my God, I cheated on my boyfriend. And she's like, I really want to leave the show because she's clearly emotionally distraught over this situation.
Yeah, and it's not just they tried to make it seem like she was just upset that she cheated on her
Right.
boyfriend.
No.
That's obviously a huge part of it, that her relationship is going to be damaged, but it's also she is grappling with the fact that she was just raped.
Yeah.
You know, she was
Completely
engaged in
taken
this
advantage of.
non-consensually, and it's filmed, it's on TV, it's documented, and she's crying. It's so horrible. And they're filming her reaction to like processing it all too. She's just sobbing. There's other girls trying to comfort her. It's I can't believe.
It's horrific.
And do you remember seeing this as a kid?
I don't
really remember seeing it either.
I don't remember. I remember hearing about like the name was really familiar to me when this all came up.
I feel like I saw this season, but
Yeah.
this was an older one too. We had to have been really young.
Season 2.
Yeah, so we must have saw it like
I don't think I saw it because I
remakes
think I would have been like 9 or 10. I don't know if I was watching it that young.
They were always re-airing
pretty
like the
young.
old episodes too.
Yeah, I think when I watched it, it had already been out and it was just reruns, and I was just like, binging it or whatever.
Yeah.
But so yeah, she's like absolutely super freaked out and traumatized. She wants to leave, and she wants to call her boyfriend and talk to him. And they won't let her, and so she's like, okay, well then I want to fucking leave. They're like, all right, fine, we can get you a phone if you stay.
And we're gonna film it.
And we're gonna film it. So she calls her boyfriend and she talks to him and tells him, she wears it. She slept with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if she had mentally processed the fact that she was taken advantage of.
She may not have even had the education around that to know that what happened to her was wrong. You know,
I'm sure she was like
the case for so many people back then.
Right. But they filmed the whole thing. They filmed her conversation. She's hysterically crying. You can hear him on the other line freaking out, being like, how can you do this to me? How could I ever get over this? She's absolutely hysterical. The whole thing
calls her
so,
a bitch too.
So devastating.
He's like, you fucking bitch, or something along those lines.
So
she's
sad.
Lying on the ground in a fetal position, dude.
Like in the dark.
Rocking back and forth. And they're filming
hysterical. And they're filming her. And then after she gets off the phone and she stands up, they're like, we're sorry that we had to film that. Like, I think the film crew knew, like, this is fucked.
Oh, yeah.
But they, like, were told they have to film everything. And, what's so fucked up about this whole thing is, so in the documentary, they're asking Tyra about it. And she's like, I remember her story. It's a little difficult for me to talk about because production, that's not my territory. And it's like, well, you were an executive producer, okay?
What the fuck?
And it's interesting because you say that, I don't really remember. I wasn't part of production. But then later on, she literally talks about how she was a mastermind editor.
Yeah, right. Yep.
And how she could edit really well. So fuck that. But
when I can get the good credit for it, I will. But when I look bad, that wasn't my territory.
Right.
It's always, and it's interesting whenever they bring up one of these horrible situations that happen on her show, the way she just switches.
She's like, I don't know. Didn't really have much to do with it.
Just like her facial expressions too. She's like trying to look so innocent
and confused
and
like
confused.
Trying to like,
yes.
Do I remember that? I don't know. It was kind of fuzzy.
Yeah.
But fuck ass Ken, you guys. This pissed me off so bad. So his response was, quote, "We treated Top Model as a documentary, and we told the girls that. We would go over the rules. There's going to be cameras with you 24/7, day in, day out, and they're going to cover everything, the good, the bad, and everything in between. No matter what happens while you're on camera, we're going to document it all." And he explained that production had a rule that cameras couldn't enter bathrooms, like I said, if they were alone, but if they weren't alone, they were allowed to enter them. So basically, that was his way of saying, like, look,
rules are rules.
Rules are rules. We had to film the rape of one of our contestants. And then her calling up her boyfriend after and having a complete meltdown.
Yeah.
Rules are rules. And we warned him. We were going to film him no matter what.
This is like documentary style. This is raw. This is art, was like the way he was trying to approach
so fucked up.
So even now in hindsight, he really had no...
He was like, I'm sorry, that was bad. Like, I think he says that.
Was he?
But the fact, it's one thing that it was filmed. It's another thing that it was fucking aired.
You know what he does say? That the edit was done in, like, out of the care for Shandi.
Right. He tried to be like, it was heavily edited. We took a ton of it out.
Yeah.
And didn't we find out that it was actually, you were telling me this morning, Sid?
Yeah. Jay claims that the reason it was actually edited down was because this was during, like, after the whole Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson.
Oh, yes.
thing.
I heard someone talking about this today, too.
So they were like, oh, shit, we got to re-edit this before, like, we can't put this out because there was, like, rules with that.
Because whatever network aired that Super Bowl was fined like $500 million.
550,000.
Oh, okay.
By the FCC.
550,000, which probably to them was like whatever.
Because that was in 2004, which is when this cycle.
So he's basically like, we edited out the nude parts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And also,
God, that was filmed. Oh,
and then
imagine the unedited version, dude.
I know. It was going to go out.
How about the part when afterwards Tyra comes to her for quote unquote girl talk and it's basically like, everyone messes up, Shandi. I'm not judging you, but I think that we have to fight against our carnal desires.
Yeah.
I understand that people do become attracted to other people, and it's all about your relationship and how how open your relationship is and how honest you can be with one another.
God, how dare you? Fuck you. That is, oh my God. And to put that on TV too, to try to have a hero moment.
Yep.
To try to be this holier than thou.
Yep.
Fuck you. God.
So we're going to go ahead and watch a clip actually that was posted last week from Jay on Entertainment Tonight, and he talks about this specific incident. Let's go ahead and watch.
The episode 2 where Shandi, she's like, oh, first of all, she struggles to remember it, which I find hard to believe because how many times did she bring Shandi on her talk show?
You remember the story with Shandi?
You okay? Cheated on him? Taylor?
I'm not head of story. That's Ken Mock.
Yeah, nice try. The other thing I would say is that, she's saying, well, I wasn't involved in story. I'm not here to debate or again, convince anyone of anything or change anyone's mind, but I will say I was. And Tyra was definitely learning day by day from cycle 1 from Ken Mock, who has worked in this world, and Tyra was all in. So when it came to that Shandi moment, I was with Tyra. We were in the production office when we found out what was going on at the girl's house. Of course, they were going to figure out how ultimately they were going to play this on the episode. And I do say in the documentary, there was a different cut of that episode before the network censors clamped down after the Super Bowl incident with Janet Jackson. That episode was recut to a safer version, which aired, which is still heartbreaking to watch. I was devastated at the time because Shandi was one of my favorites to win. And in the documentary, I love that people are asking this question. The entire documentary doesn't end. It actually opens up a dialogue to many other questions. Shandi says, someone said, hey, how do you feel about the guys coming over? Well, who's someone? Working on that show for 18 cycles, the girls could not dictate the next 5 minutes of their lives. So I can tell you who the someone was. I know who it was, but ultimately it was a producer who said that.
Ken Mock.
Or Tyra.
Oh, I guess she's a producer too.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, it's got to be someone big that he...
Yeah.
Yeah. But the fact that they basically, whoever did this knew the girls, what their day consisted of, knew that they hadn't eaten, and brought these guys over and the liquor to basically say something's going to happen, clearly.
Yep.
And this is how we're going to get.
It's the classic reality TV recipe. It's the same thing we've seen them do for Bachelorette, where they keep them up, they sleep deprive them, provide them with all this alcohol.
Yeah.
And they're recording at fucking 4 a.m. doing this stupid rose ceremony.
The sun is literally coming up.
It's insane.
It's
they
insane.
know how to manipulate and get the worst out of people.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, it gets even worse. Just when I thought I couldn't end up hating Tyra more than I do now, which is so sad to me as her being someone I looked up to so much when I was younger. But after cycle 2 aired, Shandi goes on the Tyra Banks show, and she had told Tyra that she had never watched the footage from Milan and that she didn't want to ever see it. She told her that, I don't know if it was off camera. I think it was off camera, they said, just like when they were talking before the show started. And then Tyra brings her onto the couch with her, onto the fucking talk show. And all of a sudden, she's just playing the footage.
It's so fucking evil.
She's like, here, let's watch this. And then what makes it even worse, God, it just keeps getting worse. Shandi doesn't want to see it. So she is looking down. She's not actually looking up at the TV.
Yeah.
And Tyra points that out after.
She's like, you weren't watching. Why?
Yeah, she's like, why is that painful for you? Blah, blah. Just like, she is like a soul sucker.
It's so bad.
Oh my
it's
God,
just
anything for money and exploitation. She doesn't give a damn.
Imagine watching one of the worst things that's ever happened to you play out when you haven't seen it, and it's on live TV again, or not live TV, but on TV again,
going to be aired.
What the fuck?
And you're in front of a live audience.
Yeah, it's so
all these fucking strangers. You don't even know their names.
It's so
and it's the worst thing that's ever happened. You have never reviewed it. You don't even have memories of it fully.
Horrific.
Oh my God, evil, truly evil.
Shandi actually ended up making a statement afterwards, after this documentary, and she says, "Well, the documentary is out. And now you know more of my story. After all these years, the top model girls and what we went through were never forgotten. The first picture, which is on the screen here, is of me going right back to work at Walgreens, fresh with a makeover and a secret that had to wait to air. I smiled through it, knowing that my friends, my family, Eric's family, and strangers were going to know what I had done, what happened to me. At the age of 43, I continue to struggle with it, always smiling. That's why I took this opportunity, knowing that Tyra didn't have control over my narrative, that the director and producers here had my back, and that's why I did it. I did it for me, because I mattered, and I still do. The love I have felt today has been immense. Thank you to everyone that heard me."
I'm glad that being on this show was healing for her on this documentary.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I definitely question the fact that she wasn't paid at all for this appearance, but I'm sure it's like not even about that.
Yeah.
Just being able to have a voice and be heard by all of these fans of the show who witnessed this at the time and thought so badly of her. And
just like imagine those. Seriously, it makes me nauseous thinking that you were raped, filmed, and then you literally leave the show, go back to work at Walgreens, and are waiting for your most traumatizing event to air in front of millions of people, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're just
and you become the villain in your trauma.
You don't even know what's going to air.
Oh, it's just so disturbing.
Just waiting, not having any idea.
It's so
and she never watched it either, so she never really understood what fully aired.
Honestly,
she went through
I absolutely
so much.
don't blame her for not watching. I wouldn't either.
Why would you want to? Oh my God.
It's not going to do anything.
Dude, that'd be torture. Like the memories of it alone. Oh,
it's seriously so fucking disturbing.
Her story is devastating. It is that just blew me away. I was not ready for that when I first turned this on. I was like, whoa, holy shit, this is dark.
Yeah.
And it's really sad because in the doc she says that after the show, Eric and her even tried to make it work. Like he moved with her to New York, and then they would be walking down the street though, and people would yell things at her like slut or whore, with him right there.
Yeah. Yep. She became the villain of the story.
I'm so grateful that she got this opportunity to speak out.
And I'm grateful for her to speak out in such, after going through being publicly scrutinized like that. What you did for other women, Shandi, who have been through similar situations, especially at a time where it wasn't understood at all by society. You've done so much for those women by speaking your truth and getting up there. You didn't have to do this, especially not being paid. And it's so brave and so inspirational.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm so thankful for her sharing this, as difficult as it was to watch.
And now
I'm inspired by her.
She says that she works with animals.
Oh, the most healing work you can do.
It's amazing.
You've heard Janelle and I talk about how much we genuinely love Hungry Root before. And of course, they are a sponsor of the show, but I could just sit here and talk about how much I love it because I really do. And it's not something that I just talk about here. I have told so many of my friends and family outside of this show to get on the Hungry Root train because it is such a game changer. I, of course, love the food, but I especially love how much it simplifies my life. The fact that it does my grocery shopping for me and my meal planning. I mean, the mental load it takes off alone is huge. Plus, the meals are easy to make. I'm talking 15 minutes for a lot of them. They plan all of my meals, including some of my lunches every week, and delivers it all right to my door. Gives me everything I need to eat healthy every day, making sure that I'm eating nutritiously during this pregnancy, but also eating deliciously at the same time. And unlike other food delivery companies, Hungry Root now has over 50,000 chef-crafted recipes to choose from each week, with many ready in just 15 minutes or less. And with over 1,000 grocery items like smoothies, sweets, kid snacks, salad kits, ready-to-eat meals, and supplements, it's insanely easy to find options that fit everyone's taste and nutrition goals. And I love Hungry Root because they hold all of their food to high standards, and you're going to taste the difference. They screen out 200 additives, including high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives, and they only source high-quality meat and seafood with no hormones or antibiotics. They offer organic produce and non-GMO options, and they carry trusted brands that I love like Oatly, Vital Farms, Ithaca Hummus, Harmless Harvest, and many more. One thing that makes it into my cart every single week are their sous vide proteins, especially their sous vide chicken. So good. Oh my gosh, sometimes I just order it separately on its own and I'll just eat that plain. Like, it doesn't even have to be part of a meal. It is so delicious. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/sesh and use code SESH. That's hungryroot.com/sesh, code SESH to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about another contestant here who's featured on Cycle 6. Her name is Dani Evans, or now she goes by Danielle.
I remember Dani Evans.
She is one of the most drop-dead gorgeous humans on this planet. Oh, her face card is unbelievable.
I know, dude. Her skin is like the clearest skin I've ever seen.
She is so fucking beautiful.
It looks like it's lit up from inside.
Yeah.
Like, holy
the glow
shit.
is off this fucking planet.
She is so stunning.
I know. God. Her cheekbones,
I know.
dude.
Like,
Holy
everything about her,
shit.
she's just fucking so beautiful.
Yeah, I remember this season pretty well.
Me too.
I remember this, yeah. So Danielle has a gap between her teeth and she gets on the show. And Tyra's like, you're not going to fucking book any jobs with that gap, girl. Like, you got to get that shit filled. And she was like, what the hell? I love my gap. Like, that's one of the things that makes me unique. I don't want to get rid of it.
It looks so good on her.
Yeah.
It really does.
It really
I'm not
does.
just saying that. It
absolutely
does.
It's
so cute.
Mm-hmm. But Tyra's like, no, you got to close this gap. And they basically were like, if you don't close the gap, you're going to get fucking kicked off. Like, you're not going to win.
Well, because they brought them all to the dentist too, and she like refused to do it.
Yeah.
And then they like, did the little round of talk, who's getting eliminated. And they were like, well, if you want to stay on, you have to. And she's like, well, I don't want to go home. I've come too far. So she does it.
Yeah, she goes and closes her gap. Now, what makes this so fucking annoying is that later during cycle 16, there's another contestant, Chelsea, who was actually encouraged to surgically widen the gap in her mouth because Tyra was like, no, this will make you stand out, make you more original. It's like, that's interesting because years ago, you told someone else, Danielle, that they have to close their gap, which is so wild because it's like the London look now. Like, you know how many fucking people are on like makeup commercials with a gap in their teeth?
Yeah.
It's like,
and it looks good.
Yeah, it's like a beauty asset.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I could not believe that when they showed those clips. I don't remember them widening someone else's gap, but like, holy shit, to see those play back to back.
Yeah.
Her, forcing Dani to do this and how emotional it was for her, how much she didn't want to do it. I mean, here she's able to get this free dental work, and she's so, passionate about staying true to who she is and keeping this part of her that she loves, that she turns that down, and still they force her. And then all these years later, someone else, and she hears about it too. They're like, oh, this latest season, Dani, there's a girl, they're widening her fucking gap. Making it bigger,
which is also fucking insane, by the way. To permanently widen something, like what are we doing?
I know, fucking
we
with
are
people's
so
teeth.
far from the plot. What the fuck is going on? You're on a fucking reality show that guarantees absolutely nothing, and you're permanently altering someone's appearance.
I know.
Hello,
especially
what?
because you really. Yeah, not only are you not guaranteed to win, but if you do win, you're probably not getting shit anyway.
It's probably going to damage your career, which we have learned since this doc has come out.
Or damage your fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, there are people who still have issues. Yeah, we'll
Mhm.
talk about that too. But wow, dude. Oh.
So she ends up winning. And she moves to New York. And she, in
And this
her
is
mind,
Dani, by the way.
Yeah, Dani. And she thinks in her mind, like, okay, I just won America's Next Top Model.
It was all worth it.
This is the start of my career. Like, I am going to book all these jobs. I'm going to become so successful. Not what happens. So she arrives, and her manager, she signed with Ford, and her manager calls her in, and people apparently were like, yeah, questioning why you're even here, why she's even here. She basically was looked at as like the black sheep, and because of the fact that she won top model, she had a disadvantage because you were kind of just looked at as the oddball out, essentially. And so she wasn't booking jobs because of it.
And they never really explained why that was.
A little bit, in the sense that, like, designers, she claims that designers didn't want her to be representing their brand because she already had, like, she was known for, whatever she had done. So, like, they didn't want their label to be associated, like, predetermined.
They want you to become their brand, not someone who already has a brand as.
Right.
I see. Okay,
and
I remember that now.
They mentioned how, like, a lot of the photo shoots that were from the show were, like, super done up with makeup and costume, and it was, like, overdone. It wasn't realistic at all. Like, people were fucking posing with bugs. Like, it was just so, which we'll get into the fucking insane photo shoot themes that they had. Bitch, you couldn't book any jobs.
But the idea that you couldn't use any of the stuff because it's just like, it's so ridiculous and not even part of the modeling world. It's made for TV, not for modeling.
Yep.
And when I was younger, I was like, this is what models do. Like, this is why they have to do these crazy things, because that's the modeling. And, like, so clueless. Obviously, I had no idea, but.
Like, they get hypothermia, maybe. And
Like, this is just what you do for this.
You never know. You could have a swimsuit photo shoot out in Antarctica.
Right.
And I guess you could, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And she was living with another model at the time, her roommate, and that roommate was getting all kinds of jobs, and she wasn't on top model. And yeah, she was clearly treated differently because she was on the show. It's so fucked up.
Dani also shared that she had a conversation with Tyra nearly 15 years after she won in 2006. And she said that Tyra told me that I knew there were certain doors that you couldn't even get into because you did top model, and I did nothing about it. Just such a weird fucking thing to say.
Yeah, I knew that you were kind of fucked, but I mean, like, why would you admit that? Just don't say anything.
Seriously, I'm surprised you even, like, talked to her. She told her, I always rode the fence with you. And Dani responded and said, respectfully, Tyra, you have no fucking idea how painful it's been for me. You have no fucking idea.
Yeah, what the hell?
Okay, so then let's talk about more dental disaster.
This is fucking insane, you guys.
Oh my God, the footage of this was making me feel sick.
I remember watching this one because I remember watching and being like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
this is becoming a medical show.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Is this like ID Health now?
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on? So Joanie Sprague was another contestant who had dental work done during her makeover. And she said she was excited about her new smile at the time, but looking back, she realized it was purely cosmetic and didn't actually fix any of the problems that she was having. And she shared that she had multiple orthodontic problems that were never addressed, and that she still has a severe bite issue that will actually never be resolved, cannot be fixed at this point. And she said that she found out later that production didn't always choose her best photos for the panel. This was really interesting, which really just shows how much of the competition was shaped by the storyline that they wanted for them to pick out. They'll like purposely pick out someone's, maybe not their worst, but like not their best,
right,
and put it up there.
Right.
And not just how someone actually performed.
And that was like reiterated multiple times throughout this like doc. Like Jay also said, you know, there were times where the girls had like drool coming out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Or, like the armpit hair.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're like, it takes a long time to touch this kind of stuff up, you guys. Like, get it together, essentially.
The armpit hair.
But yeah, dude, she had teeth removed. She was in the dental chair till like 1:30 in the fucking morning.
They had 4 teeth removed.
4 teeth were removed. And she was all excited because she was really self-conscious about her smile. So she thought, like, great, I'm going to have a smile makeover. But yeah, she was in the chair for hours and hours and had all these teeth pulled and then has had problems with her bite ever since.
And she had to go on and do a photo shoot in like tons of pain.
Yeah, tons of pain because she's got major teeth.
And it happened to be a photo shoot where she had to be crying. And she was like, it was real tears. It was in a ton of fucking pain. She's probably on painkillers too. And she's like, oh my God. And they're like, okay, close your eyes. Now open them up and let the tears come down. Like, oh my God, dude, what they put them through. I was not fucking around when I said America's Next traumatized model.
But like,
it's crazy.
To put someone through dental surgery?
Right.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know. What the fuck, for real.
I don't even know what else to say.
They don't even have time to research the doctors or have, oh my God.
Or like, it seems as though, since she said it was just cosmetic, did the dentist or whoever performed, like, I'm assuming they did x-rays. They're just like, oh, screw it, let's just pull them out and fix
That's
it.
what pisses me off too, is like, that's just bad medical practice. If you are willingly doing something that's gonna fuck someone's teeth up permanent, or their bite up, or their jaw up permanently, what are you doing?
Well, it happens.
It happens a lot.
More than we would like to.
It happens a lot.
Yeah.
But
for TV, like, oh yeah, let's permanently fuck up someone's life.
And then like
Your
film
face,
it too.
their
Like
teeth, such a vital part of your body. Your fucking teeth.
it's
Insane.
terrible. It's insane.
Keenyah Hill's story from Cycle 4 is another really disturbing one. During her time in the show, she was constantly criticized about her weight, and her eating habits became a huge part of her storyline, became like her whole story.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how there's like a scene where she's eating a bagel and they kept like replaying the same scene or like the same bagel, but eating it in different spots. So it looked like she was constantly eating bagels, but it was all just one bagel.
Yeah, or like different camera angles.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They're playing it over like she's just shoving bagels in her throat.
She's so tiny too. I like, oh my God, this is what made me feel so sick. And it was stuff like this that fucked me up.
But I remember in the doc for this specific picture here, she is, they're talking to her like, yeah, this took a long time to retouch, basically because you're fat. We had to retouch you, which is really expensive and time consuming. So if you could just like knock off the bagel eating, maybe our jobs would be easier.
Or it was eat the burger without the bun.
Oh yeah,
she's like, oh yeah, and that was Tyra.
Tyra's like, there's lots of ways you can do that. Just eat the burger without the bun.
Wait,
God, you know what? This is so random, but I remember. This is so weird. I don't even know what her point of doing this was, but on her talk show, Tyra did this whole thing about, she was like, you guys, I discovered you can have like fried chicken, but with bread at the table. Like all you got to do is put like
chicken with bread.
It was something
like that's some hack.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like a weight loss
Isn't
hack
that
or
worse
just
for
like
you in theory.
Maybe it was just like a tasty hack. It was like how to make bread.
Chicken
I wonder if anyone else,
guys, riveting a chicken sandwich,
dude. There was no
the chicken sandwich on Chick-fil-A.
No, there was no chicken. It was like eating the bread, but it would taste like fried chicken. But it was just like the free bread that would come on the table, and you could like enhance it. If anyone out there remembers what I'm talking about, if I have this twisted in my head, I'm going to, I don't know. I know that this happened.
That's like some shit where they're like,
I need to like look
like
for
the
this.
TikTokers are like protein brownie, and they like make the most insane shit that's not a fucking brownie at all, and they're like, guys, literally it tastes exactly like a brownie. You can't tell the difference, and you're like, no, it doesn't, bitch. No, it doesn't.
Okay, so on a 2010 episode of the Tyra Banks Show, Tyra demonstrates fake fried chicken, a recipe made out of entirely white bread, butter, salt, and pepper, aiming to show a vegetarian alternative. The segment involves buttering the bread and then seasoning it to mimic the texture of fried chicken.
What?
This segment was presented as a creative, albeit controversial, substitute for real fried chicken. The audience reaction was met with confusion, and according to reports, left the audience visibly bewildered. I thought it was revolutionary. I loved the tips I got from the Tyra Banks Show.
Period.
She also like taught you like how to go to the bathroom in public and not get your panties on the toilet seat. I'll never forget that one.
Wait, why are people's panties?
Well, clearly
on the
I did forget
seat?
how to like if you were like hovering, your panties are still touching it. That's what she said, at least.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I guess they're touching it because
my panties aren't touching the toilet seat. The fuck?
Or maybe not the toilet seat, but the toilet.
She had some hack for it. Maybe it's pull it all the way down to your ankles. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I just like ate that shit up. I loved Tyra Banks when I was younger. God damn.
So one of the worst incidents happened during a photo shoot in South Africa where the girls were told to pose with male models and they were like dancing around them. And Keenyah said one of the male models was like aggressively hitting on her and kind of like touching her, grabbing her legs and stuff. And she was really uncomfortable. And so in her head, she was like, how can I make this stop? And she kind of thought like, you know, what would Tyra do? Tyra would respectfully and professionally point this out that she just feels uncomfortable. So she tried that. And Jay was like, you're basically wasting everyone's time. We're here to do a job. Suck it up.
God, it was so disappointing. I thought so highly of him.
I know.
Too.
I was pissed about that part. So basically, they're like, fuck off. Stop complaining. And she's like, okay, great. And she's so uncomfortable. And then they pull her quote unquote best shot. And it's one of the guys literally grabbing her, like pulling her towards him kind of.
And that was the guy she specifically had the issues with.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so she brought it up to the judges. And instead of addressing what happened, Tyra suggested next time that she use her feminine charm to tell him to back off. Like basically like, don't steal my spotlight. You know, this is my photo shoot. Hey, you better not be grabbing me.
That was so fucking weird, the way that she tried to play that off.
Yeah.
Like I told her, girl, you better
back. Like you better tell that man to back off. The fuck?
No, you better tell the producers to cut this shit and get this guy off the fucking set.
Exactly.
Unreal.
And Tyra was like, well, I was just trying to empower her with the information that I had. I felt like this was empowering her based on the information I had. I thought that was the best advice.
And maybe to some degree, to play a little bit of devil's advocate, I'm sure back in her time too, no one would have given a fuck. They would have fired her.
Yep, I was about to say, I'm sure the amount of sexual harassment that women go through in any professional field, but especially something like modeling, I'm sure was just horrific and probably still is in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I'm sure Tyra witnessed that to some degree or experienced it herself.
So maybe it was just like, you shut the fuck up or you're going to be looked at as someone who's difficult to work with and you're not going to get booked again.
Yeah, which to some degree, that's probably how things were. Possibly still are in some areas now.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it was her best advice to be like, here's how to handle it without losing your job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not condoning what she said or did at all, but trying to, I guess, make sense of it all.
I do think that as problematic as Tyra is, I think that as much as she is to blame, so is just the industry and the times back then.
And society as a whole, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she basically was like, I'm so sorry. None of us knew. Network executives didn't know. And I did the best I could at the time, but she deserved more.
I thought that was really lame, too, to say. She added specifically, we all now understand the protections that women need. So I say to Keenyah, boo-boo, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Boo-boo, I'm sorry, though.
Yeah, that is.
That's just too light for the situation. No.
Yeah. The new year is here. Get back into an at-home routine you love and elevate your space with Wayfair. I love Wayfair, man. I've been using Wayfair for years and years. I have multiple pieces in my house from Wayfair. I actually just got a little love seat for my office here from Wayfair. Put it together this morning. Super easy. Took me like 10 minutes. And it looks so cute in my office. It's so comfortable. I absolutely love it. Everything I've gotten from Wayfair is honestly great. We've gotten multiple things actually from Wayfair. We redid one of our bathroom vanities here at the office, all from Wayfair. Love it. Looks so good. My bed frame at my house is from Wayfair. I really can't recommend it enough. Their selection is seriously unmatched. They've got everything you could possibly want in every single style that you could possibly imagine. They've got bedding and bath basics like mattresses, towels, bedding. They've even got stuff for kids' rooms. Maybe if you're refreshing your kids' room, they've got it all. They've got storage for every space, kitchen essentials, work from home and study setups, and of course, living room essentials. One of the things I love most about Wayfair is their filtering system. You can filter by exactly what you're looking for, whether that's price, size, color, style, whatever it may be. You're able to filter through that, which makes the search process a lot easier so that you're not overwhelmed with so many options. And their prices are truly unbeatable. They've always got sales going as well. They've got a great return policy and their stuff ships quick. I ordered my love seat from my office from Wayfair on Monday and it was literally delivered to the office by Thursday. You really can't beat it. So get organized, refreshed, and back on track this year for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home.
So then Dionne Walters, she's another contestant that's featured in the documentary, and she said that she felt like sometimes production was trying to capture a breaking point, which is very obvious that was what they were doing. I don't think that's just feelings. That is just fact. When they did a gun violence themed photo shoot, nothing like a good gun violence theme.
What
Have you gone to
the
any
fuck?
good like gun violence parties recently?
This
Like,
is insane.
what the hell?
Which I never saw this. I know for a fact I never saw this because I would have been like, what the fuck? This is fucked up.
Yeah, I don't remember this.
Well, she had
It wasn't even just gun violence. It was just like crime.
It was like death.
It was like
Someone was strangled.
Yeah.
There was someone that was. I think they were all murders though.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the one that like
stabbing.
she like fell down the stairs and like her neck. Like, ugh, it's horrible.
They're like,
There's
you look like
people-
you're sleeping. You need to look like you're dead.
Yeah, what?
So they were doing. It was basically a crime scene shoot.
Yep, pretty much.
Absolutely disgusting.
And her specific picture was she had been quote unquote shot in the head. Meanwhile, her mom was shot when she was younger and survived. And the show knew this and was like, perfect, you're going to be shot in the head.
And am I wrong? Was her mom paralyzed from that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And her mom's like they had video of her mom on the show.
Yeah, they flashed to show her mom like she's in a wheelchair. And
So they purposely were like, oh, you've had gun violence in your life. Let's make you relive that and capture it for our TV show.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, in what world? I know there are some like extreme things you have to do with modeling, but have you seen a Gucci campaign that looks like this?
Yeah, there's literally, you guys, for those of you who aren't watching, she's like up against this wall with what looks like a gunshot wound on her temple and like a giant red splatter on the wall with like drips. It's just horrific.
Yeah, they had to bring out like, imagine being the creative design for this set. They probably had to bring someone from
And like, why are we doing this? Like, what
for
are we
shock and
trying
awe.
to
Because it's
do?
the audience's fault. You asked for
Right,
it. You wanted this, you sickos.
There was ones of an eating disorder.
do you want? Well, Ken takes full responsibility for the.
Good, as he should. He's like, I look back and I think that was a celebration of violence. It was crazy. That one I look back on and I'm like, you're an idiot. Yeah, no shit.
At least he took responsibility for that.
So bad.
That really weird though to say. I think it was a celebration of violence. Dude, what else would it be? That is what it is.
They also celebrated eating disorders. There was a girl who was bulimic and they had her like on the
that was
toilet in the bathroom with
gross.
like fake puke all over her.
Ew.
So fucked up.
Oh.
They did ones with like bugs where there's like live roaches and spiders on them, bedazzled cockroaches on them. Because Tyra talks about how like at the time the challenge and like Fear Factor was really in, and so they're like,
Yeah.
let's incorporate that type of stuff into the challenges and the photo shoots.
God, yeah, Fear Factor was huge around that time.
You guys, I used to watch Fear Factor all the time. Like,
That
I don't
shit
know.
disturbed.
I loved it, and I had like a Fear Factor themed birthday.
Oh my God, Sydney,
Wait, did you have to like do like specific
Sydney
things?
lore?
Yeah, my dad like put together like just like different things that we
Wait,
had to
that's
do.
so awesome. What did you have to do?
He did. We didn't do this. Okay, I'm not outing my dad for doing anything. But one of the challenges, thank God my mom stopped him. He was gonna have his eat of like a raw egg. Like,
Imagine having your
Dude,
kid
that's
go to
so
a birthday
funny.
party and they
Yeah,
come
like
home with salmonella.
Oh my God.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
That's funny, man.
Dude, shout out to
good.
your pops.
Yeah,
He's
that's
such a
pretty
G. I love
hilarious.
him. That is, wow, Sydney, you of all people, you were really obsessed with Fear Factor?
yeah, I just thought I don't know.
I feel like you get so squeamish about stuff.
Yeah, I did. Like, I didn't like the bug stuff or whatever, but I think my dad probably encouraged the theme.
Yeah.
He probably was like, "Let's do Fear Factor."
The bug shit was
Quite
fucked.
fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh, the boxes.
Just-
and-
Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah,
Or like Buried Alive. Or
Oh my
I
God.
hated the ones where they had to like stay underwater for a certain amount of time and like, oh, I hated that show.
it's so bad.
Fucking Joe Rogan on there. But yeah, it was huge at the time.
Okay, so here's one of the most infamous ones, you guys. I feel like most people know about this one. The race swapping photo shoot.
Yeah, I've seen this go viral on TikTok like every few months. This will come back up and people are like, holy shit, this really happened.
This was on Cycle 4, 2005.
I do remember this at the time.
I do too.
And I honestly didn't think it was that bad back then when I was a kid. Like, I was probably in middle school watching it and thinking it was, like, really out of the box and creative.
Wow.
Well, because Tyra made it seem like almost having the challenge was to be able to, I don't know, like take on a different role or something like
She
that.
talked about how like they wanted to highlight the fact that different ethnicities are beautiful and that you can be a Black woman and still be a successful model and have a beautiful shoot. And it's like, okay, that's great. So why don't we just hire Black models?
Yeah. What I mean, but back then when I was like, what, 11, 12? I was like,
you're
looking at it like, oh yeah, Tyra's doing something like revolutionary here. This is some beautiful stuff.
Like I remember, do you remember that Keenyah or Keenyah's one? Like the when they made her Korean.
Oh, see, I don't remember this one.
Oh,
I don't think I saw this.
They had to
I've
hold,
just
like,
seen
babies?
so many
It was
clips on TikTok.
2005. Yeah. No,
It was
I definitely
Forgotten
remember
Milk.
seeing this one when I was younger. I thought it was cool. I thought it was interesting to see how they did the makeup and made these like, such drastic transformations. At the time, I like was totally into it. I mean, it was 2005.
Yeah.
How old was I? I must have been. That was like going into 6th grade for me.
Yeah, in 2005, I was in 5th grade, so I was like 11.
You're like 12.
Yeah.
Please.
But then this came up as an adult. In the last couple of years, I've seen it on TikTok, and I was just like, oh my! It like all came back to me, and then now seeing it, it's like, how did this make it on television?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, what the hell?
And not just once.
And yeah, not just once, you guys. Twice. They did it again.
Like round 2
on cycle 13.
And
again.
again.
And then again in cycle 17.
Which is
for a Michael Jackson shoot.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my
God. Who is okaying this 3 times?
Yeah, in the cycle 13 one was a mixed race shoot. Like, I'm guessing male models were brought in.
I think it's like a variety of races.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in the documentary, Tyra did admit that she didn't think he was controversial at the time. I mean, which is crazy because you are a fully functioning adult.
She goes,
said
I was in my own little bubble.
Yeah. In a little bubble.
No,
I was in the bubble.
No, you weren't, bitch. You were one of the mega reality TV producers. What are you talking about, bubble?
Mm-hmm. She said, in my own little head. My little head. I'm a tiny little person in a little bubble with a little head, okay? I didn't know any better. This is my way of showing the world that brown and black is beautiful. How about, just highlight the black and brown models that you have.
Right.
Oh, then we put it out there and the world was like, are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? So it was good to see that there was bad reactions even at the time. It wasn't like enough to get the show like in that much hot water, but there were people that were like, hello, what is you doing?
But not even that bad because they did it 2 more times.
Yeah. Well, they're like, hey, we got a reaction the first time, but we didn't get canceled.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
She says, looking back, she understands 100% that it was an issue. Wow.
How about the homeless theme shot where real unhoused individuals were brought in as like extras for part of the shoot. And then the models are in these scenes looking like unhoused individuals.
Did they show any of that in the documentary?
Yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't, like, when they were talking about that, I didn't actually see any of it on screen. I was
It was
confused.
on screen.
Was it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. So that's good. Mm-hmm. Glamorizing poverty. Lovely.
Bringing people out on the set as extras is wild.
Wild.
Good God.
Yep. Yeah, and she's like, and then, so they're like, what do you think about all this? And she blames the audience. You guys were demanding it.
God, imagine if this show was on today, the things that they would have to come up with to up the ante. It'd be like a school shooting.
Oh my
scene.
God.
For sure. I can definitely see them doing that.
Like,
if this was
they would
still
never
like,
get away with it.
Right, of course.
Yeah, but I see what
if
you
it was
mean.
happening in 2026.
Yeah, probably.
Or it'd be like at an ICE protest or something.
Yeah, seriously.
If you look
It's insane.
on screen, Kendall, I don't know if you remember this picture, but this was from the homeless.
I remember this.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. I just don't remember the clips of other, like the extras.
Yep. Yeah, the unhoused individuals that they got off the street.
Homeless.
They're like, we love it. He
perfect.
looks so devastated. Okay.
Oh my God.
So let's watch what Jay had to say about Tyra's comment, ultimately blaming the viewers.
In the doc, Tyra, she speaks about the challenges that, the criticism, and she essentially kind of blames the viewers. Are the viewers equally to blame for some of these creative choices that were being made?
My honest answer is I believe Tyra believes that statement to be true. When it comes to Tyra taking some form of accountability, genuine accountability around some of the things that went on the show. Look, that's up to her. I don't know if she's really ready to go there because in general, Tyra, I know her and I mean this with just so much love and support because I want her to get there. I think she has a hard time really looking at herself. I just wished Tyra had brought the vulnerable, wounded woman who has a journey to the table because I know that Tyra. I've had long nights, sleepovers, intimate moments. I know that Tyra. I know those stories. However, watching this documentary, I saw television Tyra. I did not get to see the woman that I know, and I do believe that audiences across the world would have been much more receptive to this woman who has fought the odds in an industry as a black model, a woman who's had her own journey and a lot of pain. And that woman would have related to everyone. And I just I hope there's still a chance that people get to see that.
Okay, that wasn't bad. I thought from this that he was the one who was blaming the viewers for. I was like, goddamn. Okay.
No.
All right, Jay. You're okay. You're not as bad as I thought just now. But yeah, I totally agree with him. That's what people wanted to see. I'm surprised she wouldn't tap into that or know better.
Yeah. Yep.
She didn't seem to really try.
Not really. This is crazy. Also, this wasn't in the doc, but I wanted to mention it. This woman, Kaylin Rondot, was on cycle 4. And she had to do a photo shoot where she had to pose inside of a casket. It was a casket, right? Or was it in a grave?
Yeah.
And this is
I remember that episode so well.
Hours after finding out that one of her childhood friends had died in a car accident.
What?
And she had to, a few hours later, go and pose in a grave. And they're like, oh, well, it was already we had already planned that she was going to be the one to be in the grave. And it's like, doesn't fucking matter. You need to switch your plans then.
Dude, that is all coming back to me now. Yes. And they talked about that on the show, didn't they?
No, not in this specific.
No, but on the actual episode, I think they
yeah.
did. I think because she was like having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they did talk about it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she did it.
Holy shit. I
And they were
remember
basically
that
like,
one
well, it was already
really
planned.
well.
It was already planned. So like,
Wow. Oh my God. Fuck you.
of course, we have the infamous moment of, we were all rooting for you. That blow up on cycle 4.
Mm-hmm. I had no concept of that either. I saw that when I was so young, and I loved Tyra so much that I was like, she is being like a mother to her.
I thought that too. I was like, tough love.
Yeah, that's exactly what
You're being a brat.
Yeah.
Because basically this girl, Tiffany, she had to read a teleprompter, and she basically was like, I can't do it. It's too hard. And like, didn't have the most positive attitude about it.
She got really frustrated. And it was her second time. She was brought back on the show. She didn't make it another time and then came back. And
Tyra supposedly like invested time into like helping her get, I think, in a good place or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. And she really did have so much potential. She was probably, I think, one of the prettiest people on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I felt like at the time that was like a cool moment.
Let's watch the clip.
Yeah.
Not quiet, but everybody be quiet. That's what it's wrong with you. Stop it! I have never in my life yelled at a girl like this. When my mother yells at this, it's because she loves me.
The music.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Learn something from this. You go to bed at night, you lay there, and you take responsibility for yourself. Because nobody's going to take responsibility for you. You roll in your eyes and you act like this because you've heard it all before. You've heard it all before. You don't know where the hell I come from. You have no idea what I've been through. But I'm not a victim. I grow from it and I learn. Take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah, not gonna lie, childhood me thought that was fucking awesome.
Do you Can you imagine how humiliating that would be to be standing there getting ripped, your ass is ripped open by Tyra Banks in front of everyone else?
I had no concept of that when I was a kid either. Like the fact that like how humiliating this is all on TV and how unprofessional and inappropriate it is to act like that.
Yeah.
Back then I was like, that was cool.
Like
that was cool. She's been through a lot. And she's like really, she's like her mom right now. I just can't believe how like twisted my mind was from watching all this reality TV. I know, but it's also just like the culture too back then was so different.
Yeah.
God, I know I'm not the only one who thought that was a cool moment.
No,
people loved that back then. It was seen as like an iconic Tyra moment.
Yep.
It's only been recently that we're looking at this with the new lenses and being like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then to hear, it was interesting in the documentary, watching everyone else's reactions when that happened. They were all like, oh my God, she just lost her shit on TV.
Yeah.
And how they had to edit it.
Yeah, supposedly it was way worse and went on for way longer.
Yeah, she like completely railed on her. And then you can hear the music in the background.
Yeah. Tyra admits that she lost it. She says, it was probably bigger than her. It was family, friends, society, black girls, all the challenges that we have. So many people saying that we're not good enough. I think all of that was in that moment. That's some black girl stuff that goes real deep inside of me, but I knew I went too far. And Jay and Nigel both shared that this was one of the most difficult moments on set they had ever experienced. Jay said, yeah, there was a lot more to it. And some of the things that were said were not well-intentioned.
Poor Tiffany having this be this viral moment, throughout over a decade.
And the following week, a bunch of lawyers were on set.
Yeah. Interesting.
And after the doc came out, Tiffany posted on Instagram responding to Tyra, saying she cared deeply for Tiffany. Tiffany said, hold up, at Tyra Banks, let's keep it cute. You are one lying-ass, tied-ass bitch. You know how you treated me the whole time, off and on camera. You was bully. You treated me like shit and said the nastiest things about me and my son. That is not how the argument went, but y'all edited it to make it look like you cared. Also, fuck the shade room. Fuck your weird ass fans and fuck you, Tyra Banks. I bet you won't sit down with me face to face and talk about it. Also, fuck my family too. Y'all will never defend me. I got more money and helping more people than all or many of the top models, but that's the update y'all gave me. Damn shame. It's giving y'all still hating on little black ass me at Tyra Banks. Ho, just let it go. It's been over 20 years. Fuck. I feel so bad for her.
Yeah, God, 2 decades. Wow, and her family too. God. Talking about her son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting how much things can be edited too to make Tyra look sort of like the hero in that moment and make her just look like an ungrateful brat.
Well, she was an executive producer.
Wow.
And Jay talks about how that took a toll on him. And after that, he was like, I need to fucking leave this show. It had evolved in ways that I didn't want it to. I was struggling. I need to get the fuck out. And so he emails Tyra and is basically like, yo, I want to leave. And Tyra doesn't reply for 3 days, says nothing to him except for a 3-word response. I am disappointed.
I am disappointed after all that.
And then they basically stopped talking. And he says, he basically was trying to leave. He gets, he was scared of being blacklisted. They were like, no, you need to come back on the show. So he agrees to come back on, but that him and Tyra wouldn't talk at all. Except for when the cameras were rolling and, they would talk to each other for the show. But after that, they had no interaction.
That was crazy knowing that because he stayed from cycle 9 to cycle 18.
Yeah.
After wanting to leave at cycle 8.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and the thing is he was saying too is he thought that maybe going back, this could be a time for him and Tyra because they were besties, really good friends. But then the first day back, he tried to talk to her and she wouldn't even look at him. And then the cameras went on and then she act like it's fine.
That was crazy seeing those clips and knowing that they secretly weren't talking. God, shit is so fake.
So fake.
Wow.
And then Dawn Ostroff ends up leaving as president of UPN, and this guy named Mark Pedowitz steps in. And he basically is like, yo, at this point, the ratings were dropping drastically. It wasn't doing what it used to. And so he calls up Tyra and is like, you need to get rid of the 3. Nigel, Miss J, and Jay.
And what a fucking idiot. Why would you get rid of what makes this show good?
Yeah, because he was basically like, we need to revamp, so get rid of the big 3. And they were friends.
Yeah, but this is according to Tyra's version of how this went down.
He told her that. It's like basically like she says like my hands were tied. I couldn't say no. And so I had to fire my 3 friends.
I also heard, and I don't know if you saw this anywhere, Sydney, but I saw it reported that they had to cut the budget majorly. And Tyra and Ken didn't want to take pay cuts. So they had to get rid of the others to keep it going.
Yeah, Jay.
Because Petowitz said they had to. Imagine being named that.
Petowitz.
It's Petowitz to me.
Okay.
Because remember at the end of Tyra's explanation of it, she goes, but I don't think that they still think it was just my decision. And Jay said that was like the most hurtful thing because it was her. Like he found out it was her and Ken's decision.
Yeah, right. So yeah, they leave and they're trying to like revamp the show, do all these like weird spin-offs and shit, but it wasn't working. So then they kicked Tyra off for a season.
That's so crazy.
And replaced with Rita Ora. That didn't work.
I didn't even know about that.
I didn't know. At this time, I was completely checked out.
I like Rita Ora.
But that didn't work either. So then Tyra comes back on and she returned for cycle 24. And then that was the end of the show.
But then she's trying to launch it again, right? Didn't she say at the end of this documentary, there's more coming?
Yeah.
She said, I feel like my work is not done. You have no idea what we have planned for cycle 25.
Oh, God. My
Big
work,
things.
my gifts to the world. I will be here to traumatize the next model.
Yep.
Who wants to sign up?
Oh, my
America's Next
God.
Traumatized Model. Let's go.
Literally, that's what they should call it.
We'll have the link in the bio for casting.
Who wants to be the next traumatized model?
But this is sad. But in 2022, Miss J actually had a stroke and spent 5 weeks in a coma and still doesn't walk to this day, which is very horrible
to see.
Well, I mean, he was the one that's teaching the models how to walk. He was the one
Tyra.
Runway walk expert. And now he can't walk. So
in a coma for 5 weeks. Had no idea. He said he woke up in the hospital. Didn't even know where he was. Oh, horrible.
And guys, Jay and Nigel went and visited him in the hospital. And guess who has never visited him to this day, according to him? Tyra.
And not even said anything to him.
No, sent him a text like, I'll come visit you. And never did. Bitch. Because Tyra's off in Australia right now, hanging out in Sydney. Opened an ice cream shop called Smize and Dream.
Have you seen this ice cream shop on TikTok? It's supposed to be, it's hot ice cream.
Okay,
which I don't understand.
I think it's like hot chocolate that's like whipped up.
Wait, have you
That's
heard
what
of
I've been able to gather.
Frozen hot chocolate? Like that's in Vegas, they have like frozen hot chocolate.
It's literally just frozen.
It's like fluffy, but I think it's hot. I think it's served hot maybe. Like I've seen her like sipping on it.
Girl, what the fuck?
I don't know. She seems completely out to lunch these days. Do you see that clip of her in the like yellow outfit where she's just like rambling on stage and everyone in the club? I sent you it on Instagram. I sent you a reel. Let me see if I can pull it up real fast.
Maybe I did watch it in the club. I don't know. You send me a lot of TikTok or a lot of reels.
Of course, she would call it Smize and Dream. Smize. Oh my God, Smize. I won't lie, though. There have been so many times in my life where I'm taking pictures and I try to smize.
Every single time I like do a serious photo. Smize.
I just did this. I did a maternity shoot with my friend Carly and we did it in my bathtub. And she was like, okay, now look up in the light. And I was like doing something and she was like, your eyes look so good. And I was like, I'm smizing.
Period.
Saying, woo, they flying. Make it rain, deal. Make it rain, deal. And he said, now she got magic with the deals. I'm gonna go dancer. And he got finest in your smiles and dreams.
Smiles and dreams. Wait, okay. There was one comment that was like, it was so funny. It was like, you know, if the gays are confused, you've left the planet.
Correct.
I love that so much.
That's hilarious.
Oh,
but
man.
Yeah, her work's not done, you guys. Okay.
That must have been part of why she agreed to come back. Who's going to fucking watch that?
Now, E! is coming out with a new docuseries called Dirty Rotten Scandals, and it will cover multiple controversial TV shows, including America's Next Top Model. I wonder what else it's going to cover. I'm very interested.
Me too. I heard it's going to be even worse.
Great. Yeah, it's going to come out March 12th. Back-to-back episodes.
Also, the Dr. Phil show, which is not hard to do. Dr. Phil show is so bad.
That show is so
Here's one I wouldn't expect though. The Price is Right.
I know. I want to know what's happened.
scandalous
Yeah.
about. I'm sure yeah.
The price is wrong, you guys.
The price is wrong.
Yeah. Maybe we should cover it.
Yeah. If I haven't given birth yet, I'm down.
It's fucking wild.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I don't know.
What a world we
I
live in,
hear
you guys.
what you guys think of it. If whoever's watched it out there, give us your thoughts.
Definitely let us know.
Some wild shit. There are
Mind-blowing.
2 points I also wanted to bring up really quick. These are not my original thoughts, but I was listening to Giggly Squad. Shout out to the Gigglers out there, and they were both on
have to say
reality TV, Summer House, and so they have really interesting perspectives.
Oh, is that where they came from?
Yeah,
Hannah did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they have really interesting perspectives, obviously, because they know how it is behind the scenes. And Hannah brought up how, like, when you're on a regular scripted TV show, you're playing a character. And so let's say you're playing the villain, but then when the TV show ends, that actor isn't thought of the villain. You know, they're not thought of as like a bad person. They played a bad character. But when you're on reality TV and you get a bad edit, which she said, like, most of the time a villain is not actually a villain at all on reality TV. They're just edited like that. But that edit is tied to your real personality forever.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so interesting of, like, reality TV really is kind of the Wild West still. And, you know, on traditional TV shows, you have, like, intimacy coordinators and tons of laws and people on set to protect you. And if you're uncomfortable with something, you can speak that and, you know, you'll be protected. Whereas, like, reality TV, it's kind of like, well, you're just living your life. Like, anything goes.
It seems like you just sign away all your rights.
Exactly.
Reality TV.
That's like, and forever. Like, there is no, oh, well, that was just her in reality TV. People think, like, well, what do you mean? It was reality TV. That was her. It's as real as it gets. And so
then a lot of them can't defend themselves or like set the record straight because they're under NDAs and stuff. Wow.
So
wild.
Yeah. But let us know what your thoughts are, guys.
Yeah. I'm curious.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We love you.
Yes, we do.
And that's it. We'll see you next week. We'll see you in the next sesh. But until then, keep it fresh.
Fresh as can be.
You want to be on top?
I want to be on top.
Congratulations, Seshies. You're still in the running for becoming America's next top Seshi. Goodbye.
Yes.